Sup, Dry? What's happening, guys? I think we are now live. Yep, we are now definitely live. I can see it on the page right now. Hello, guys. Good evening, and welcome to an audience with Dre, I guess. I was going to call it an evening with Dre, but it sounded a bit too romantic because I'm the least romantic person on earth. I mean, nothing says less romantic than being on a windowsill next to a box of Nesquik and some Tim Tams. Kind of says it all, really. But, yeah, your friendly neighborhood Dre here, and I'm going to be with you for the next couple of hours, most likely, talking about all sorts of interesting stuff. Probably a bit of motorsport here and there. All sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, my God, hope you guys are doing. Hope you guys are doing all good. God, 21 of you guys are in here already. Holy shit, you guys are crazy. Let's have a look here. I'm just going to retweet the video stream one more time. Give me just a second. Oh. Hi, Jack. Hi, the Rainmaster. Hi, Cameron. F198. I see Nor. I see Evan. I see Carlos. Matt's in here. I'm trying to scroll back. Josh is in here. Hi, Josh. Cook's in here. Hi, Cook. Nice to see you. Mullen is in here as well. Holy crap. Nice to see you all. Hope you guys are all doing all right. Maybe having a lovely Monday evening. I know Monday is Monday, but, you know. Nice to see you, Donovan. Nice to see you, man. Long-time fan, and I recognise the name. Nice to see you, sir. For Lord Jesse asking, I'm not going to have other people on, except maybe King. King might be the only exception, because me and King are quite similarly chilled out. I wanted this to be more of a chill experience, as opposed to me playing high-octane video games like I normally do, or playing just games in general, or just being my podcast-esque kind of over-the-top loud experience and whatnot. But yeah, I wanted it to be more of a relaxed, you know, pull up a beer, pull up a Pepsi, sit down, we'll have a nice conversation. We'll talk about some podcast stuff, some sports stuff, some non-sports stuff. We'll have a good time. We'll have a good time with it. At least that's the idea. And just a quick, some general housekeeping, as I put on the Patreon page, if we get to $100 a month in Patreon backing support, I promise I will do this every week. So talking to you guys, and, you know, who knows, maybe Patreon backers exclusively could get in and chat with me, and we do it all on YouTube instead, maybe something like that. But 32 of you guys are in here. Holy shit. Hi, Joe. Nice to see you. Hi, Adam. That's Armbar Arcade is Adam Johnson, in case you haven't seen already. That's the reason he left the podcast in the first place, the cheeky bastard. The 12 hours of Sebring to wrap. Is my presence that rare? Yes, your presence is that rare, Mullen. It really is. I have things to do in my life. Yeah, Johnson already being a shameless corporate shill and basically plugging his own shit by staying on his other YouTube channel. Of course. That's the least surprising thing ever. As you do. Hi, Miles. Nice to see you. I'm sore and dosed on painkillers. Be kind. Yeah, to be fair, Johnson, I know you're a bit sick at the moment. I know you're not going to What Culture tonight, which is a damn shame. So, yes, I mean, if hanging out with me for an evening over the power of Google Hangout makes you feel any better, then hey, I'm all here to help. Get well soon, buddy. Gosh, rains will go over. Oh God, I don't want to talk wrestling in here because that's like the one thing I'm like barely keeping attention with. Oh dear. Evening, Toki. Nice to see you. Ah, but you know, if you guys want to ask me some stuff, feel free. It could be about anything you like. I don't mind. It can be anything you want at all. I don't mind at all. I'll try and keep up with everybody, but there's 40 of you in here now, which is crazy. But I will do my best to talk about some stuff. God, Behemoth. No talking to me about that. Robot Wars was great last night. My God, the Robot Wars reboot, by the way, is so good. I cannot tell you guys. I know it's really good when the Americans are tweeting me about it, saying, where can I watch this? And I said, you know what, sources and all that, but it's kind of a shame that Robot Wars is only really going viral because of Andy Pritchard of Behemoth walking off the set after losing to Cherub, which I mean, Andy's getting roasted for it, but I can't blame him for being that mad. Like, his team overruled him and put a really shitty pincer claw scoop thing to try and experiment in a critical match where if they won, they would go through to the heat final. It was an all-or-nothing matchup, and they chose to experiment with a weapon they'd never used before. And then they lost to Cherub, which, to be fair, wasn't a terrible judge's decision. I mean, I think Cherub probably did win that fight, amazingly. Because Behemoth's weapon did absolutely nothing. There was no damage. They didn't control the fight. There was no real style to what they were doing. And they weren't particularly aggressive either. And Cherub, bless them, they had a go. Their nether weapons they've got practically no weaponry on that robot. So, you know, it was a series of unfortunate events. And there's no excuse for it. I completely agree. But yeah, kind of embarrassing, really. But understand why Andy was pissed, and I don't see why the Robot Wars official account has to go out and defend Andy's actions. I mean, it's a passionate thing, and he's been doing this for nearly 20 years. I mean, I can't blame him for being passionate about what he does. I mean, if I was on the receiving end of that decision, I'd be pissed off too, especially given Cherub got a completely jammy call against that kickstarted robot with the disc in a match they should never have won. I thought that was a terrible decision. So, yeah, I can get why Andy was so pissed. Yeah, there you go, PP3, that was the one. Go with Scoop. Go with you know, you're the most experienced team in the series. You should know better. Simple as that. And you know, it's a shame, but that's what it is, really. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of the teams get on. Looking forward to seeing how Apollo and Carbide get on in Series 2 as well. So, yeah, looking forward to some of that. How about Logano finally beating the fuck out of Kyle Busch? Well, by the way, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I'm probably going to go about 2 hours. We'll see how I feel as the night goes on. That was a funny thing, man. Like NASCAR drivers are mostly dicks, and I'm not going to be the first person to say this. And like NASCAR like a good fight. Like it's like hockey; they'll let them fight for a little bit and then they'll break it up. But Kyle Busch is a sucker. I like that nobody even tried to stop Kyle Busch from going over to Logano's car and punching him. Like he sucker punched him. He sucker punched Logano right in the face, and I'm glad that Busch lost the fight. Because, like, he sucker punched him. There wasn't even a confrontation. It was a buff. And then Logano took him down and gave him some ground and pound. And, I'm glad that, like, I know Logano is a douche, but, like, and we all know, like, Logano is that pesky kid in school who knows he's being a dick, but always ends up getting away with it. Like, that's Logano in a nutshell. So I'm really glad that I know Logano's like kind of a douche at the same time, but I'm kind of glad that Logano would on Kyle Busch being a sucker. I don't like suckers when it comes to fights. Like if you're gonna fight him, stand your ground and fight him properly. But it was really funny though. But let's have a look here. Cherub was basically Max Verstappen. Yes, pretty much. The X23 comparison for that one goal. That girl Rosie on for the Cherub team, when she's holding the power drills, that is X23. Terrifying. Let's have a look. Well, have a good. Take care, ABCFD, man. Sorry you couldn't stick around for too long. Let's have a look here. James Lewis saying, "What do you think of the new episode of Top Gear? I actually enjoyed it. Matt LeBlanc is a good anchor." Yeah, Top Gear is Top Gear's been really good so far. It's been really, really good. The reboot, I've said it on social media, and you may have seen it in the 30 for 30 that I've done. That the reboot's been really, really good so far. The new set is gorgeous. You can already see the chemistry between Reed, Harris, and LeBlanc start to come through, and I'm glad that the BBC listened to people and made the decision to put the three of them together. And I've said that before. Rory Reed might be the best thing to ever happen to the show. Reed is a 37-year-old with a 15-year-old stuck inside him. He's great. I love Rory Reed because if I was on TV, I'd pretty much be exactly like him. He's fantastic. But the cars have been great. Harris has been superb. LeBlanc is a better anchor than I thought he would be, in all fairness. I think he's still a little bit clunky, but he's getting there. He's getting better by the week. And I think overall, this series so far is really good. The first episode I gave a 9 out of 10. The second episode was an 8 out of 10. I thought both of them were great episodes in their own right. And then the thing is, they're not really doing very much wrong right now. And that's the most important thing. They're both doing a really, really good job. They're going back to basics, and it seems to be working. The celebrity segments and the stuff in studio is still a little bit clunky, but overall, it's a really, really good show. It's just a shame that some people are never going to get behind them properly because of the simple fact that they're not Clarkson, Hammond, and May, and that's kind of unfortunate, really. They're always going to be compromised in that regard, but hey, I'm glad that that the BBC have basically handed LeBlanc the keys, and they've let them roll with it. They've done a really, really good job, and I'm glad that they've done how they've done it. It's 100 times better than the Grand Tour, and I completely agree with you on that one, Henry. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a really, really good show, and I hope it continues. The reboots of 90s shifts, reboots of 90s shit. Crystal Maze hype. Yes, I can't wait for the Crystal Maze to come back. That, and I think it's a Richard Ayoade that's going to be hosting the reboot, and he's a fantastic comedian, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes down. Let's have a look here. To be fair, guys, talking about Eddie Jordan, I think Eddie Jordan is still making a cameo in this series. I saw him on Harris's Instagram page, so I think Sabine Schmitz and Eddie Jordan are still involved, but only on a cameo basis as opposed to full-time presenters. So, I wouldn't be too disappointed in the lack of Eddie Jordan. I mean, I think he'll still be around. Yeah, completely agree, Mullen. Unless you get hardcore car nuts, it's always going to be a bit shoddy. That's a very fair point. Gosh, IndyCar. You guys want to talk about IndyCar a little bit? Rocky Road asking me about IndyCar and whatnot. It was a slightly above average race yesterday. It wasn't a classic by any stretch, and I think IndyCar needs to start the season with an oval as opposed to a street circuit. I really do. I think if they could get a super speedway to start the year, I think you'd get a lot more natural excitement. I mean, look at fucking Texas last year. Texas was incredible. Arguably the greatest finish to a race I've ever seen in motorsport, quite frankly. Yeah, it was a decent race. There was a lot more overtaking than I thought there would be, in all fairness. Hinchcliffe was superb at the start of the race. Made a couple of really fantastic passes to pass Dixon and Power at the start of the race and then take the lead. He got nailed by the caution. I think Bourdais' comeback is a little bit overrated. I think there was a point to what Dixon was saying last night that it was fabricated because it's the nature of IndyCar. You close the pit lane when a caution comes out. Some people's going to get screwed, and that's the unfortunate nature of it. It's a bit like Sergei Sorokin in GP2 in Germany this year. It's just the nature of the beast. it's an okay track. It's not a great track, and it's not great for promoting action, but it's in a nice location. I think that's why they do it, because it's in Florida, and it's a nice spot. It's right next to the coast, and it looks pretty on the TV cameras. It's just a shame the track is a bit poopy, and you can only really pass into turn 1 unless you're Max Chilton. Chilton had that move of the day. Like, going around the outside of Kanana to turn 5 was crazy. Brilliant stuff from Maximum Chilton, as we like to call him on this show. Take care, Joe. Nice to see you, mate. Take care. But it was you saw the website. If I did the 30 and 30 post, I wrote about it on there today as my daily post, and 6 out of 10 was about right. It was a good race. It was a decent race. It wasn't anything particularly special. I'm not going to watch the replay when it goes up on YouTube. It was a fine race for what it was, and props to Sebastian Bourdais. It was a opportunistic drive, and it was, he took advantage of the caution system, and it turned out beautifully. That's what Dale Coyne does so well. Like, most of the race was just hilarious watching actions to stuff. Like, if anybody follows people like Sarah Connors, Elizabeth Worth, Danny Brennan, Skenningtor, all of those guys that obviously Matt, obviously from MSTF1. If you watch any of those guys, that the banter is fantastic, and just seeing for those that know, Lizzie and Brennan are both massive Connor Daly fans. So seeing Connor struggle in the AJ Foyt car, like literally 1 year after Dale Coyne was a bottom-feeding team and Daly was only ever in play through strategy, to see Sebastian Bourdais win a race on strategy from the back of the grid, she's probably still drinking vodka as we speak. So, it's one of those things. It's just kind of unfortunate. But, shout out to Colton Herta. And yeah, very much St. Pete for IndyCar seemed a lot like the Albert Park of the series to me as a new fan. Decent track, and it only really looks really nice on TV. Yeah, absolutely. It's just like Albert Park in that regard. Like Albert Park, you can't really pass around there either. And honestly, like, I think people go easy on Australia because it's got that excitement for being the first race on the calendar, and also the fact that it looks pretty. It looks pretty. It's in Australia. It's sunny 99% of the time. That time of year in Australia, it's stupidly hot. It looks good on television. So why not open with that? And it's a street circuit. We all love street circuits. So calendar albums and that. So yes, it's absolutely one of those things. Yeah, shout out to Ed Jones as well. Ed Jones was superb to finish in the top 10. That. To be fair, so is Will Power after his day. Very true indeed. Yeah, like Matt, I love Connor Daly. I think he's a great guy, and I'm whoops, my ball there. And I'm genuinely gutted for Daly because it looks. I mean, he was booted out for Sebastian Bourdais, and to be fair, most people would probably take Bourdais over Daly given the circumstances, and somebody had to give Ed Jones a seat. So naturally, Daly was the fall guy, and you'd think he'd gone to a decent team in Foyt, especially given the Chevy power that's associated with the now. But it just is like a series of unfortunate events. Like, one, Honda are more competitive. 2, Dale Coyne have got an elite driver in their team now. They've got a really good rookie in Ed Jones by the looks of it. And, of course, Dale Coyne is Dale Coyne. They will throw the dice on strategy and see what happens. And, yeah, Bourdais goes and wins from the back. I can see why Dixon was salty, but Dixon's also got to realize, 1, he's getting way too salty for his age, and 2, I'm sure there's been times he's benefited off the caution system as well. That's the part of how IndyCar rolls, and Dixon, has got a little bit of a right to be salty because he finished third and he was screwed by the caution himself. But that's the nature of the beast, man. It's one of those things. Chat was saying, Ed Jones at the moment is just about British. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, Josh, man. Like, we all know that Sato is a bit of a running joke, but 5th place was a really good finish for Sato yesterday. And it would have been a podium if it wasn't for the fact that he got screwed by his crew screwing up his last pit stop. But we'll have to wait and see with Sato whether we see more of this. Because figures, Sato on his day is as good as anyone in IndyCar. The problem is he's only good 3 times a season. So hopefully we'll see more. I mean, he's in a good spot with the Andretti team, and you know, if Honda are good, they'll be right up there at the speedways too. So that's one to keep an eye on. But I hope I see more from Sato. I'd have to make those silly jokes about him. Shout out to Will Power's pit crew for not throwing a gun properly. Very true. And also Chapman saying, I'd say Ed Jones is just about British. Yeah, good. He was pretty good. We'll call him British for now. Let's put him on an oval and see if that holds up. If he's shit, we'll say, oh, he's just from Dubai, isn't he? He's not really British. Terrible. It's a good point from Josh saying, why be the 46th fastest British driver when he can be the #1 UAE driver in the world? Good point. Also, Evan saying the complete dumpster fire that is Honda in motorsport. Marc Marquez is struggling. Fernando Alonso is struggling. But the IndyCar team is going great. Weird. Just weird. Funnily enough, you talk about Sato as I'm writing a script for when he overtakes Alonso. Yes, Canada 2007. Yeah, absolutely. Look forward to that one, Cook. AJ asks, on a scale of 1 to Rage Kitchen, how bad will the dirty air racing be in F1? I'd say it will be pretty bad. Like, you can't really pass around Australia anyway most of the time, let alone adding all this topside downforce. And people like Hamilton have already come out and said that following a car is harder this year than it was last year. Max said it felt fine. I don't believe Max for a second because he's just going to dive bomb the shit out of people anyway. So it's most likely going to be more a case of dirty air bonanza, and we'll see what happens. I think we're going to see a lot of Ricciardo at Monza-esque dive bombs as overtakes this year, which is going to cause a whole heap of problems. But we'll have to wait and see. Also, mentioning Rage Kitchens and whatnot, big shout out to Matty G for getting the gig with WTF1 and their new YouTube adventure with Car Throttle. And I can't say Matty's a massive friend like I used to be back in the day when I used to work with him all the time, but he's a really, really good guy, and I'm delighted for him. And that's a hell of an opportunity for him, and I'm very proud of him. So congrats, Matty. I'm glad that another former F1 YouTube guy is getting a legitimate mainstream media job. That was always the dream for someone like me. So congrats to Matty. Congratulations to him. I'm really proud of him. Hi, Ryan. Nice to see you, man. Congrats on the new gig over there in the iRacing scene. Congratulations, man. I know you got to stream the bottle real soon, but good luck with that, sir, and congratulations on your continued success, my friend. Oh dear, but the Aussie Grand Prix starts at 6, does it? Not 5. Hooray! Dare I bring up MotoGP fairings? Oh dear, I'll get to that in a minute, Vic. Oh dear. Rest in peace, YouTube Championship, though. I'm going to be real with you. I was never a big fan of that series. Mostly because it just seemed like a whole house of in-jokes between YouTube's elite. It's like, yeah, and it seemed like the series seemed to me like it was one great big in-house joke. Never really watched it, wasn't a particularly big fan of it, but I'm glad it was as popular as it was. But I'll be back for penalty points. Nice one, Ryan. F1. So Jack Hale says, what F1 driver do you think gains the most sponsorship? I'm thinking that Jensen must have made a ton. Jensen, Hamilton probably made a ton through his endorsement deals and whatnot. The Mercedes brand are pretty good for those sort of endorsement deals. Probably anyone who's driven for Ferrari at some point. Most likely Kimi Räikkönen's always been very marketable, and is stupidly popular. So that's probably another reason, as it is. But it's one of those things. Like Kimi is absolutely adored by the majority of the incidents, but oh my god, lemonade care package. Oh god, someone's starting on Elizabeth Worth in the chat regarding her article she put up yesterday. God fucking damn it. I'm going to be talking about this in a minute. I'll get back to you, Camus, on your question, I promise. God, but if you haven't seen it already, go out of your way to find Elizabeth's post about a woman who enjoys motorsports. It's the #1 post, I think, on the F1 subreddit right about now. And I spoke about it in length yesterday and today, and it's very, very important for the sake of equality in motorsport. I highly recommend you go out of your way to see it. And I talked about it on yesterday's 30 and 30 post. I mean, as a man, I still slip up in this department. You know, oh, by the way, just got a message on Slack that King apparently wants in. So, 1 second. I'm going to get Ryan King in here. So he's the only other guy I'd allow to be in here because King is a gem like that. And me and him share a lot. We're on the same page on a lot of things. But yeah, like I said, it's a very, very important post. I highly recommend you go out and read it. And Lizzie is a goddamn saint. So if you haven't seen it already, go out of your way to read it. It's a very important piece indeed. Camillus saying, who do you think will win the Moto3 championship this year? Oh, God. It's a bit wide open this year, isn't it? I'm thinking Enea Bastianini's probably going to be favourite, but I'm not sure if he's really going to put it all together this year. Maybe might be Aaron Canet. Canet's pretty fast. Romano Fenati, if he doesn't lose his head, is always a good shout. So who knows? Your cousin was named after Kimi, Jack. Holy shit. That's pretty crazy. It's got 450 upvotes. Holy shit. Go, Lizzie. That is fucking awesome. That is mental. Good for her, man. She told me it's got over 1,200 hits so far today. So that's kind of mental. Like, I don't think I've had that many combined for the whole 30 and 30, which is also kind of mental to suggest. Also, I think we have been joined by one Ryan King.
Yes, I've arrived.
Although I can't hear him, which is also kind of weird.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I still can't hear him. Hang on. We're going to figure this out. King, you with us? Yes? No? Maybe? You can see him, but we can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
You definitely can't hear him. Hang on. Let me see if I can change this settings on here a little bit. Speakers. Default. I don't know if that's going to work. Speak now, King.
Yeah, can you hear me now, Dre?
There it is. Hello, good sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Just got in from classes and just received an email that my school's going to be closed tomorrow because of a snowstorm.
Snow day! Snow day, the best kind of day. It's like Bart gets an F in The Simpsons all over again. I didn't tell my son that's kind of my bad. Yeah. Like, okay, it was a technical error on my part. Well done, chat. Well done. High fives all round.
That's what I guess what was the problem, because I was like, I'm not muted. Like, I checked, like, my camera was off, but my microphone wasn't off. That was the only mistake on my end.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. I own this. I've had to own a lot recently, King. If you haven't noticed already, like, I've had to own my confessions as a man in motorsport, my shit fantasy team in IndyCar, and now this. Like, it felt like I got third and fourth in that race because of a sheer fluke. Like, I don't know how Hunter Ray salvaged fourth, but he did.
You think your picks were a fluke? You think your picks were a fluke?
And King, for the record of those who don't know, who did you have in your fantasy team again?
I had Sebastian Bourdais, who lined up on the grid in dead last.
And who was second?
Oh, yeah, I also had Simon Pagenaud, who also did not line up pretty well on the grid.
Screw you, King. Screw you.
I think I'm in the top 150 in the world after that race.
The chat is roasting me.
Like, it didn't show up in the league because I forgot to join, but if you counted my points, I'd be in 4th place.
I think Kissinger did really, really well. I think he's leading the league right now. Let me have a look. I know I think he has, like, I think his guys were like 1, 2, like 8th or something. Let me have a look real quick. Fantasy IndyCar.com.
Yeah. Funny enough, what killed me that race was having Connor Daly on my team.
Why? This is Connor Daly king. You wait for the 2 times a year, he gets a really good strategy call.
Well, he finished 15th, so that kind of really screwed me over.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I mean, there's 54 people in our league now, which, by the way, in case you haven't seen our fantasy league, Sarah Connors hosted it, so full credit to her. Find the league Time to Race the tweets on fantasy.indycar.com and join. You pick 4 guys a race, and whenever they finish in the race, you score the same championship points accordingly. So, yeah, we picked 4 drivers. My team, I believe, was Scott Dixon, Ryan Hunter-Ray. I had... God, who was the other 2 I had? Max Chilton, who finished 12th, which was unfortunate because Chilton was good all weekend. And I can't remember who the other one was. Someone forgettable.
Someone forgettable.
Someone that finished lower than 12th. I think it might have... Oh, I can't remember who it was. I took Hinchcliffe out of my team for Dixon, which ended up actually being a good decision at the end. But I thought, oh, shit. I thought Hinch was actually leading like the first 30 laps of that race. And I'm like, could this be the one? Come on, Hinch. Come on, Hinch. And then, the frigging caution. And King, did you see Dixon's saltiness regarding that after the race?
Oh, yep.
Scott Dixon is getting really salty in his old age, isn't he?
I think he's like frustrated. It's just like his season didn't. I mean, his preseason was just very awkward with him not having a sponsor for the longest time and him being told that, yeah, you're going to be racing Hondas this year.
Like, not to mention, like, 2016, which was basically an entire year of just bad luck and misery for the most part. And saltiness, to be fair, because we saw what happened in Long Beach. We saw what happened in Toronto, where he stormed off and his wife called the series a rig. The double bird salute to his best mate, Ed Carpenter, in Texas. Like, Dixon seems to be getting more salty by the year, the poor guy. But, Andrew Kissinger leads the way of 137 points right now. Connor Fiorenzo in 2nd, Murray Pound in 3rd, who are way clear of the rest of the field. The next nearest man is Ethan in 4th with 113. Who said Robo joint 4th with 113. JK as well, 113. Nor is also there on that 113 club as well in 7th. So, by the looks of it, it's by some combination, 4 guys got the exact same score. Kind of weird. Then Callum, a can of Iron Brew in 8th, Henry in 9th, and Liza in 10th, rounding off the top 10. Your man's, me, is joint 18th with Charlie and Luke Smith as well. So, I didn't have the best of days on that one. I think I had 94, I want to say, on that one. Beaten by Connors by 7 points. I was not happy with that. Because, like, I thought this fantasy thing was going so well. I had the front row locked out with Power and Dick. That was my 4th man. I had Will Power. God damn it! Oh! And Power was running 3rd. Oh dear. But yeah, just not the best week. Not the best week. Not bad. Not terrible. I had 3rd and 4th. It wasn't a complete disaster. Just it was largely mediocre. A bit like that race, actually. Oh dear. But again, if you want to ask me and King some shit about motorsport, the podcast, games, you name it, just about anything really, fire away. Well, like also then in the chat says, I had Hunter Ray, Hinchcliffe, Rahal, the new god. My picks was basically ruined at turn 3. Oh, poor Graham. Poor Graham. Him and Kimball squeezing each other out in a case of which guy do I like less. Although Kimball is far more likable on a scale after his YouTube series over Christmas. Charlie Kimball's wife is a gem. Miles in the chat says Flaney to score a hat trick tonight. I love your optimism, Miles. Really, I do. You see the game we're playing Chelsea tonight?
Yeah, in the Cup quarterfinal, semifinal.
Yeah, FA Cup quarterfinal. No Ibrahimovic, no Rooney, no Rashford, and I think no Martial. We are toast.
Yep.
We are toast. The rumors are we're gonna play Fellaini up front.
Oh my god.
Because of long balls, fire it long for Fellaini and he'll knock it down for somebody. Like you're going to use it purely as a hold-up man.
He'll knock it down for somebody.
Like he's going to knock it down probably for I would say Memphis, but he's gone to Lyon now. God damn it!
Yeah,
it's going to be Ashley Young at left wing. Oh man, it's good. Like Van Gaal's back according to Vic in the chat. Yeah. Although apparently Rashford has travelled with the team. I see. Cameron in the chat asking, so how about that McLaren preseason? Oh dear. As a guy. Go on, King.
I mean, I've been told if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, and I don't have anything to say.
I'm not so nice. McLaren is garbage, yo. Like, honestly, I've always adamantly disliked McLaren for years. Like, Mika Hakkinen was the only saving grace because he was such a nice man in the late 90s. And I openly called DC square chin from the time I was 8 years old. That was my dad's doing, quite frankly. And I've never been a McLaren guy, ever. I've never liked them. I think they're corporate, they're stuffy, and they're boring. And Ron Dennis talks in riddles. So to see McLaren continuously struggle makes my day. And because you had to paint a shit livery over the top of the car, and Alonso is never going to win another world title and should have retired at the end of last season, like I said on the Dre Brief series. Oh dear. I'm not salty about this at all, you guys. Honestly. Miles makes a good point though. If McLaren got a cookie after when Lewis left and said, "You'll regret this," I'm thrilled seeing them fail. Yes, I'm bitter. Yes, Miles, you're also the biggest Hamilton homer I know. So, like, for once, like the enemy of your enemy is my friend, or whatever that phrase goes, is basically the case on this one. One for you, King. I think the Scottian racer asked, do you think Cadillac will be as OP at Sebring as they were at Daytona?
No, like IMSA are always pretty on point when it comes to balance of performance. It's like once a team proves that they have like a significant advantage, they always peg them back. They'll probably be the number one team, but it won't be by a mile like at Daytona.
Most likely. And do you think they'll win for the third year in a row?
Yes. The fan in me says yes. I want the Taylors and Alex Lynn to win, and part of me believe that's going to happen, but I think the Mazdas could give them a run for their money.
Oh, the Taylors are annoyingly likable as well. I don't like Corvettes, never have, but yeah, they have the Taylors, who are phenomenally funny dudes. God damn it. AJ in the chat says the McLaren preseason went about as well as the Sami Zayn babyface push that people reported is over today. Which people replied, there was a Zayn push in the same way as there was hope for McLaren. Yep. Take care, Mullen. Nice to see you. Kevin Magnussen's McLaren career didn't die for this. Also, Matt says, I'll die on the Durrani Hill. Yes, you will, Matt. Reigning Super Draft champion.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he'll be at SMP later. SPM later this season.
SMP. You've been reading those political magazines again, King?
No.
Relevant in the news, I'm sure, but yes. Oh dear. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Tidecart says, yeah, Johnny Herbert was pretty much correct when he said Alonso should retire. See, I always agreed with him. But people killed me for that one. Like, people might remember the fact I made a Dreamy video on this. I think it was sometime around May last year. I said maybe Alonso should retire, and I made a pretty compelling point to say he should retire. But of course, when Alonso came back and embarrassed him on national TV, it was like, oh, look at Alonso own Johnny Herbert, ha ha ha. But then Herbert always made pretty valid points, saying
like he really should have retired. Like this year would have been the perfect year. He could have easily shifted over to sports cars and picked up Mark Webber's seat.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I didn't consider. It's a very good point. And yeah, as I said, he should have retired. I mean, he's got nothing. He's got nothing more to gain than F1 outside of a paycheck. He's not going to win this third world title. Even more so, by the sounds of it, it looks like he rejected the Mercedes. Like there was conversations between him and Mercedes about possibly replacing Nico Rosberg, and it looks like he turned it down by his own statements where he was saying things along the lines of, I'm happy at McLaren, and I talked to them, but it didn't really go anywhere. So, I don't know what Nando's thinking, quite frankly. Like, what's the logic here? Like, were they saying come to Mercedes for a pay cut and he's financially motivated, like Carmelo Anthony or something? I don't know.
No, I think he didn't want to get defeated by Lewis again.
Maybe it's a pride thing. I mean, Nando does have a big ego on him. That's always been a part of his game. He's always had a chip on his shoulder, and yeah, getting beaten by Ricky Lewis Hamilton's probably not a good look. Again, Dre, did you see Memphis Depay's goal yesterday? Yes, I did. Did you see it, King?
No, I didn't see it.
Memphis scored from the halfway line yesterday for Leon.
Shit.
It was a half volley from the halfway line. The keeper's about 15 yards off his line, and Depay has scored from the halfway line. It's ridiculous. He scored twice last night for Leon. He's probably getting an inform card on FIFA, and if you've got the one to watch card, you're in good shout on that one. For you're going to be due an upgrade. But yeah, Memphis scored from halfway, and I'm not salty about that in the slightest. Owen asks, King, did you see what happened in NASCAR yesterday? I was actually out of the house at the time.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Last lap, run to the line. Well, not like last corner, Joey Logano basically hits Kyle Busch's car, so his car gets loose, and he just goes around him, and Kyle Busch's car is just like out of control. He basically lost 3 positions on the last corner.
And then he got shoved down the pit lane for good measure.
Oh yeah, then Kyle Busch decided, I'm going to try to bum rush Joey Logano, and gets stopped by one of the guys on his pit crew, and they just start scrapping.
That was great. Like Kyle Busch is a man with no shame. I almost admire him for it. Like nobody even tried to stop him walking up to Logano. And I was like, you know what? He just came over and he sucker punches him. It's crazy. And then next thing you know, Logano's taking him down and he's just giving him the pounding treatment. And
the thing is, the reason why no one had an issue with this, no one booed him at the track or anything, because this is the one track in the country that likes the Busch brothers because it's their home track. They're from Las Vegas.
Of course, they probably all bet on him as well in Vegas. Yeah, my money's with the Busch brothers. And he didn't quite win, so a lot of people have probably lost money there last night. And
it wasn't even for the win. It was I forgot what position it was for, but it was it was not for the win.
Oh my god, just hilarious stuff, and just interviewing Kyle Busch after it happens, and there's still blood dripping down his head and through his nose at this point. Kyle Busch is a wounded warrior. I know Logano is not the nicest guy in the world, but man, he laid a whooping on Kyle Busch. gave him that ground and pound. Oh dear, yeah. Matt says 3rd and 4th, I think. Was just the chat in the chat from Matt.
Okay, NASCAR has issued a statement saying that they're not going to fine either of them, but they warned against any 2015 style retaliations. Where I think during the 2015 season, Logano was in a scrap with another driver, Matt Kenseth, and at the next race, during the same race, Kenseth was pretty much out of contention for the win. His crew pretty much repaired his car just for him to go out and wreck Joey Logano out of the race.
NASCAR, everybody.
It's yo, these cats are out there ramming each other with cars.
Yeah, simply put, yeah, Emery confirming it was third and fourth they were fighting for after Brad Keselowski's engine failed. They nearly had a massive wreck on the back straight. Also, King, apparently Vic has tweeted you the Pies goal, so yeah, you can check that out if you get a chance later on the Twitters.
Yeah, I saw it. Let me watch the goal right now.
Yo,
Okay, loading the video. Come on. Gold.com better not have a shit video player. Yep, still load. I'd say let's talk about something else and just wait for it to load.
Yeah. You went on gold. You like tweeted you the BT Sport link to it because they always replay.
No, BT Sport's geo blocked. I can't watch anything from BT Sport.
Yeah, that's a good point. Shit, that's a very good point. Oh dear. And y'all wonder why I got bored of defending the pro wrestling of motorsport and just went back to pro wrestling itself. Yes, AJ. You've never mentioned your disdain of watching NASCAR now or pro wrestling ever. You've never mentioned that at all.
Like crazy thing, like for the most part, after Daytona, races haven't been that bad at all.
So I've been told. Apparently they've been all right, but not that I would know or anything. I've had my fill of NASCAR for the year. I might come back next year. It's like, you mean NASCAR is predetermined?
It'd be crazy if NASCAR was predetermined. That would literally be like one of the biggest like days in sports history. If like Bill France Jr. If Brian France came out and said, "Yeah, the races they've been predetermined for years." Like if he like did one of those like the famous Vince McMahon Shades of Grey promo where he says like, "Oh, I'm not going to insult your intelligence." This sports, he just comes out and says that this sport is predetermined.
Like it's like, oh jeez, just like what more do you need to say than that? Yeah, I think Henry Chapman sent you a link as well, which is probably going to be a bit quicker unless it's. I don't think that one's geo-blocked, but yeah. Check your Twitter. Slightly off topic. Oh, Rashford starts. Okay. Rashford starting tonight, you guys. Excellent. It's lit.
Okay, oh my god. Oh my god. I was like, okay, Rashford on the ball. It's like, oh shit. Memphis on the ball, and it's like, pretty much he took like 2 steps and decided, oh, I think I could score from here.
What possessed him to even try that? It's like, fuck it, I'm going to hit. Look, yeah, 3-5-2, Rashford starts, matching Chelsea man for man, by the looks of it. Yeah, the starting lineup, De Gea, Valencia, Jones, Smalling, Rojo, Darmian, Herrera, Pogba, Young, Mkhitaryan, Rashford. We have no other striker on the bench. That's going to be fun. Well, we'll see what happens. What can I say? It looks like a 3-5-2.
And oh my god, I just saw the alternative angle of the Busch Logano scrap. I think it looks like a cell phone camera of some guy just up, like pretty up close, and you just see Kyle Busch walk up and just sucker punch Joey Logano in the face.
There's not like Jeff Gluck's video footage of
this. Yes.
Like Gluck had the best video on this because you could see like Busch is like no one even tries to stop him. It's great. Like it's like as Bomani Jones pointed out on Twitter, it's the classic case of it's good to be white where you can just walk through the paddock and it's no big deal. Just like like everybody knows what's going to happen. We all know how this is going to end. And yet no one tries to stop it.
It felt like it wasn't going to happen. No one thought it was going to escalate that quickly.
Oh, dear. So we're talking about the FA Cup, says AJ, and I'm more concerned about my team meeting the fake version of my team tomorrow night. Is it Wimbledon facing MK Dons? Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh, dear. It's going to be fun. But yeah, send us some shit to talk about, you guys. Feel free. 5 at the back with Darmian. Full back. Sarah Jones is not confident about this one. Quote, 5 at the back, Darmian. 5 at the back, Darmian at fullback. End my life now.
What, are we trying to go for the replay?
Yes, let's take it back home. Oh dear, I don't know what to tell you on that one, folks. Also, having another tweet on the subject of I'm really looking forward to the retweet view of man of the match after we drilled 6-0. Oh dear. It's like Miles saying, I don't know why people hate MK Dons. Oh, I'm sure Johnson will be able to explain.
There is all the reason in the world not to like MK Dons.
Yeah. Miles, I admire your optimism regarding Chelsea, saying they're more than beatable, but have you seen how this league has gone this year? Like, Chelsea are 8 points up for a reason. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, they're really good. You're gonna get crushed. It's not gonna be pretty. Oh dear. But oh well. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. No, 538 put out their predictions for March Madness, and the favorite to win the entire 38 the entire 68 team tournament has a 15% chance of winning it all.
15 is great, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, no, not really. That is, you need to, like, what, 15%? That's like winning 3 coin tosses in a row. Yeah,
that's true. Oh dear. But I look forward to the around the horn tradition of Pablo Torre picking which number 1 he thinks will lose to a 16.
Ooh, if I had to pick one, unfortunately, I have to pick Michael Jordan's own University of North Carolina. I think they're probably the most likely to lose.
Remember, King, the ceiling is the roof.
The ceiling is the roof.
I saw that the other day. Michael Jordan is in a motivational speech says the ceiling is the roof, and I'm like, "Yay, go Mike!" And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell was he trying to say? Oh dear, that is some crazy shit. Saying it, F1 fan 98. Any bookies tips for Cheltenham? Yeah, because the Cheltenham Festival starts tomorrow. Biggest week in the country for bookmakers here. Bet the favourites. Trust me on this. Last year, pretty much all the favourites won and the bookies got rinsed. True story. Like last year, I celebrated my 1 year anniversary of being with William Hill like last week, and last year my second week on the job was Cheltenham, and I'll be the first guy to tell you straight up that Cheltenham, like last year, everybody got hosed. The bookies got completely rinsed because all the favourites won, like Annie Power and shit like that. So, like, all the favourites won. The bookies got a ton of money, and like they put a message on our screen saying there will be no Christmas bonus this year because damn. Like, because the Cheltenham results went so against the bookies on that one, it was crazy. It's like it wasn't a good month for morale in the company. Let's put it that way. Oh dear, but yeah. Curious Stray, why do you like your job so much? Says Miles. Listen, I was born with Asperger's. I loved numbers and sports. I mean, do I need to spell this out? No, but in real talk, like working in the bookies is kind of disturbing sometimes. But for the most part, it's a pretty fun job. Like you get to move around a lot. It's not physically demanding, really. I'm good with numbers, and I've always liked maths and calculation, odds, probability, all that fun stuff. And yeah, really fun to the average person. And on top of that, just liking sports, you know, getting to talk about it with people that are in the know, and it's always been fun to me. Like it's a fun job. It's like if you're in a good shop with good people around you, it's a really fun job. I think the problem is that most people just don't understand that because most people will not walk into a bookies until maybe once a year. Like when it's Grand National Day, but that's about it. Like most people will not walk into a bookies. It's kind of a world that's siphoned off to the average person. So most people just don't get it a lot of the time. But the people do,
like me as an American, bookie shops do not exist in this country because gambling is pretty much illegal outside of horse tracks. Like,
outside of horse tracks and daily fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh dear, but yeah, I think gambling's only legal. I think in 3 states in the United States. Is that it? I think it's 3.
Only Nevada, really. Like,
really,
pretty much Nevada, and because of loopholes, Indian reservations and horse racing tracks. I know here in New York City, because there's so many horse tracks that there's special like off-track betting places owned by the racetracks where they can set up horse like race betting. But besides that, you're gonna see no sports betting anywhere.
Yeah, so it's all shady internet stuff like Bill Simmons does on his podcast all the time. It's like, yeah, we'll talk about betting odds because we all know nobody gambles in America, right? Yeah, like in this country, this country is riddled with bookies and pawnbrokers. That's probably not a coincidence.
Yeah, it's like here for like one specific reason over a century ago, sports betting is highly frowned upon.
Yeah, in this country, it's part of the culture. It just is. And like when I grew up, the bookies were basically you just didn't go into. It was all just like a little secluded world of adults smoking and drinking. That was their social life. They would go to the bookies for the day. They would sit down, they would smoke, they would drink, and all that good shit. They're trying to clean up that image now in this country, but bookies are everywhere now, man. Okay, for those person that are watching this in this country who are from the United Kingdom, next time you find in a random high street. And that's intentional. That is like, it's a bit like gang warfare. Like bookies will try and leech off other people's customers. So that they deliberately try to put them close to each other as opposed to separating them out. Like where I work, there's a Paddy Power literally 2 shops down my street. And we've been competing with them for like 3 years in that spot now. But there's 2,500 William Hills in this country. Like 2,500. Like there's almost as many McDonald's these days as there are William Hills right now. Like, that's how crazy it gets. And when I started working out in Haystown, like Henry will know where that is because he's a local guy. But when I first started over there was 7 bookies in the space of a 300-meter radius. There was 3 William Hills. 3 in the space of 300 meters. A 300-meter stretch of road. 3 of them, 2 Ladbrokes, a Corals, a Jennings, a Betfred, and a casino. Like those slot machine places. 7 bookies and a casino in the space of maybe 300 meters. That's how crazy it is. Like it's ridiculous. But Vic asking me saying, didn't you say once that William Hill pay out $5,000 if you suggest a site they can build a new store and it goes ahead? Yep. Absolutely right, Vic. If you spot a plot of land that you think they could build a William Hill shop on, and it goes through and they build it, they'll write you a check for $5,000. Not even making that up. It's a true story. They told me that on my first day. On my induction, they talked about the operations manager and saying, yeah, if you find a spot, all you got to do is tell them where it is. They'll do the rest. And if they eventually build a shop there and it's feasible and it gets done, it takes about 6 months, they'll write you a check for $5,000. Tax-free. Put it in your bank account the next day. $5,000. Because that's their way of saying thank you for finding this new shop that's going to make us tens of thousands of pounds a year. So right,
yeah, like that was the big fear here in the United States. If they ever made if daily fantasy was completely legalized, because it would just open the door to sports betting, and they're worried that European sports betting companies would just flood the United States with shops.
Yeah, there's a ton of William Hills in Vegas. I'll tell you that for free. They have their own Vegas department over there. So
yep.
They're trying to take that market over there. They've got a big department in Gibraltar. They've got one in Italy. They've got one in Germany. They're trying to take over Europe. And there's even some popping up in Australia now as well. So they're going all over the place. Just have a look at it. Don't get me started on Hanwell. Very true. Very true. I live in Bilston, a small town in Wolverhampton, and there's a Betfred, a Ladbrokes, and winning within 20 minutes of that. And you're in a country town. Like, you're not in a big city, Miles. Like in London, every high street has at least 3 of them. I'm telling you, it's crazy. We find out why Dre loves working there. So there's loads of William Hills in Vegas, Germany, Italy, Gibraltar, Australia. And then AJ says, if we find out why Dre loves working there so much. I'm all down for free holidays. I'm just saying. Like, I'd love to go to Australia. I'm just throwing that out there. Jack asking, can you explain how an odd/probability works? Oh, God. I'll make this as quick as I can. Basically, the number you see next to a horse or selection is the price. Like, that's the price. So, for example, if a horse is 2-1, for every pound you stake, you win 2 as well as getting your stake back. So if you put a pound on a horse that was 2-1 and the horse would win, you'd win back £3. £1 being your original stake and the £2 profit. That's the easy way of going into it, because on the other side of the coin, when you walk into a betting shop and you see a price, like you see a price, what we see as a bookie is probability. So for example, if something is priced at even money, we think there's a 50-50 chance it wins, basically. If it's 2-1, we think it's a 33% chance of it winning, because you've got to make up the whole fraction. If you're up on your maths and your arithmetic, you kind of can see where this is going. So, for example, if there is a 9, if it's 9-1, we think there's a 10% chance it happens. Basically, it works the opposite way. It's like fractions, decimals, and probability. It's that sort of shit, basically. I'm not the best maths guy in the world now. I'm more of a mental arithmetic sort of guy. That's always been my strength.
So Dre, quick question. If you can divulge this information, what was the most ludicrous bet you've ever taken?
See, here's the thing. I'm not really supposed to talk about this sort of thing on the job, but I don't really care. So, what's the most ludicrous bet I've had to take? I think I remember taking $5,000 that Britain would leave the European Union.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
See, here's the thing. Bit of bookie inside information here. Bookies don't know shit about politics. They don't. They had Hillary Clinton as a landslide favorite to win the US presidential election, and they thought the UK was like 1-6 to stay in the European Union. And to leave it was like 6-1. The price slowly came down from like 7-1, 6-1, 5-1. But by the time we got to like 10 o'clock, it was too late. The damage had already been done. The people that were thinking about it had already bet on it. And the bookies got hosed on the European referendum vote. And I think the other one, like Donald Trump was like 10-1, like at about 11 o'clock the day before he won the election. Which was just, I was this close to putting like £100 on that happening, because I thought, wait, how cynical do I believe America is? And I was like, I'm not to put £100 on it. Not quite, but yeah, like basically, the bookies don't know shit about politics, and there was a famous case earlier this year where Paddy Power paid out on Hillary Clinton becoming US president early because they were that sure Hillary was going to win. It cost them £2 million as a PR stunt to pay out early on Hillary Clinton bets. True story. And
oh my god!
Yeah, so I've had some ludicrous ones. I've seen last year at Cheltenham we had to pay out some guy £48,000 because he had a lucky 15. Some of you booking guys will know what that is. It's basically 4 selections, 4 horse races, 4 horses, 15 bets. So you're betting on all 4 singles, all the doubles, all the trebles, and 1 fourfold, basically. And with a lucky 15, you get a 10% bonus if you get all 4 winners. And the odds of them were all huge, like 10-1, 12-1, 14-1, like 8-1. All 4 of them won. We had to pay him out £48,000. We had to go to the bank to pay him. Not even joking. So I've had a couple of wacky ones out there. So yeah, that's some fun stuff. It's like Mark saying, I'm putting £5,000 on Scotland remaining now. Like, what's the most rewarding part of the job? Josh asks me. Oh God, that's a good question. Probably the people. Like, I'm lucky. I'm in a shop that's full of it's off the beaten path. It's not in a high street. If it was in a high street, I probably wouldn't feel so strongly about this, because in high street you get a lot more random people you don't know. On my shop is off a main road, so it's the same faces every day pretty much. Like, I know like 15 customers in my shop by their first name, and we chat every day about sports and fun stuff, and we talk about horse racing. Even though I'm not a big horse racing guy, I'm not knowledgeable on it. I watch everything else but horse racing pretty much. But we talk football, and getting to talk to people about sports is fun. It's kind of why we did this podcast in the first place. But that's very rewarding for me. And getting your lunch break and you being able to go wherever you want, you get an hour lunch break. You can take 10 minutes off every hour because you're not meant to be in front of the computer all day. So it's a very laid back sort of job. If you want to go out for a cigarette, I don't smoke, but if you want to go out for a cigarette, you can go out for a cigarette whenever you like. It's a it's technical, but it's still also quite laid back in that sense. And also it's very intimate because every shop only has like 4 or 5 staff in it. So it's the same faces. So you can build relationships with people very quickly on that sort of job. And if you see me on Twitter, I love the people that I'm very close to, very much so. So having that it's a very cool experience. It's a very fun part of the job for me. Have you had anyone place a bet on Leicester winning the league? No. Funnily enough, story about that last year was one guy in William Hill did put like £5 on Leicester to win the Premier League at 5,000 to 1, but they cashed it out after one game.
One game? Damn.
They won their opening game against Sunderland, I think it was, and they cashed out for 75 pence profit. If he held on to it, he would have won 26 grand or £25,000. So people were crazy back then. So, people like a joke. The fun fact is as well was that in the countdown to the Premier League, when I was at the job earlier this year, at one point, one of them was 18 to 1 Leicester get relegated. Just a thought. Yeah. Let's have a look here. Any questions? Let's have a look here. I'm gonna try and skip about the bookie stuff for a minute. God, Johannes is in there a lot. That guy must have been the smuggest guy the day after the referendum. Oh, I can only imagine. Story time with Dre too. Yay. Also saying, Vic says, damn, what were the odds on Leicester to retain? 25 to 1. The bookies were not keen on Leicester retaining. They never were. They thought going into the season, Man City were favourites. They were like 2 to 1. I think United were second favourites. They were about 7 to 2, something like that. The bookies never believed in Leicester. They thought it was a fluke, and well, they were kind of right, but still. In any case, but Black Inferno 99 asks, if Alonso leaves McLaren, who will replace him? That's a good question.
I want to believe that Button will come back.
Would he really wait around to come back in at age 39?
Like, it would probably be like a short-term deal. Maybe a season or two for someone younger to replace him.
Bring back Sergio. That's not a bad shout. I mean, that is the reason they get Button on the payroll after all. If they wanted someone maybe a bit better. There's not an obvious standout name to me right now that screams they would hire this dude, because a lot of them are either tied down to factories or under the umbrella of factories, because I think the number one guy on the board, you know what, maybe Romain Grosjean.
Because the problem with McLaren is that their young driver academy is basically barren at this point.
Yeah, like all of them have either left or they're now being actively used. I mean, I don't see Nick de Vries getting the McLaren seat at this point.
Yeah, he'd have to have a spectacular year in Formula 2 this year.
Haven't they got Lando Norris now, though, in there?
Yes, they also have Lando. Yeah.
Bit too early, I reckon, though, right? You think?
Yeah, too early.
Well, you say that, but given the trend...
I think, Lando is going to be in Formula 3 again this year, so...
Yeah.
if he does well.
Is Zach Brown the sort of guy that would take a punt on a youth guy? I don't know.
No clue.
Everybody's saying Sainz Jr., but like, I mean, I think Carlos needs to wake up and smell the coffee and realize he's never going to get that Red Bull seat. Like Red Bull, unless Daniel Ricciardo jumps ship. Like,
Which he might, because he'll be a free agent at the end of the year.
That's a good point. Like, this is like Ricciardo is on the last year of his contract, and Ricciardo might be the pound for pound best driver in F1 right now. And not only that, he's also very, very marketable as well. Because I mean, everybody loves Daniel Ricciardo, right? Except for us, because we're hipsters. But I mean, also, King, you notice the ladies love Daniel Ricciardo.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Like, I don't know how many female F1 guys, F1 people you follow, but the ladies love Daniel Ricciardo. Like, the amount of people I know that just gush over Daniel, like, that alone is marketable.
I'm pretty sure there's a Tumblr that's Daniel Ricciardo smiling at things.
That is the most Tumblr thing I've ever heard. Holy shit. Very true. I mean, again, it could be Carlos Sainz. I mean, again, Carlos Sainz, if he feels like there's a dead end on the Red Bull conveyor belt, which is, again, potentially quite likely, maybe he jumps out of the academy and somebody else takes him on if they've got the funding for it. Who knows? But because actually Max seems like the type to say, just fuck the contract, I'm leaving. To be fair, he's got a point.
But I mean, it's more of a question of where would he go to if he wanted to leave.
But then this is the part everybody says everybody would roll out a red carpet for that to take Max on. Like, Ferrari would absolutely ditch Raikkonen to bring Verstappen in. Yeah, they want that guy in their team because he's going to be the driver of the next 15 years, more than likely. But I don't know.
He's the next driver of the next. He's the driver of the next 15 years at your team if you could get a car to keep him happy.
Yeah, and it's that whole betting against yourself sort of thing again, which we see in the NFL all the time, and little things like that where you're betting against your own self to see whether you can make somebody a winner or not. And like, Verstappen's in a very good place right now, and like the only way I could guarantee you'd have a better gig would be Mercedes, really. And who knows? I mean, do you believe in the Ferrari hype train?
Like, I believe what Daniel Ricciardo said, where he believes that Ferrari, like Daniel Ricciardo said that Ferrari is Mercedes' closest challenger. But to me, that says Ferrari is the number 2 team. They're not going to be challenging Mercedes, but they're going to be the number 2 team out there.
But King, like, didn't you hear like Hamilton thinks Ferrari's the favorites, my friend?
No.
And then Vettel says Mercedes is the team to beat. Like Hamilton and Vettel will be the world's worst poker players, without question. Like, it's like, guys, you're fooling no one here. Like, they both think the other one is faster. That's funny. And Miles says, for example,
that's why I take like Daniel Ricciardo's words the best, because if he believes that Red Bull is really that bad, that basically, yeah, Ferrari is Mercedes' best challenger. That number 1 he establishes that Mercedes is the best team out there. Ferrari is number 2, and Red Bull is 3rd.
Yeah. AJ asks, you have to swap one driver per F1 team this year for someone who isn't in F1 currently. What's your choices? We'll just do one team because we'll be here all night if we do all 10. So who would you like to see out of F1 to swap with somebody who is in F1?
Oh, I would probably pick the safest pick out there. I'd probably swap out Kimi for Jean-Eric Vergne.
Oh, you're so boring, King. Oh, my God. Vergne? We still talk about Vergne around here? Oh, my God. Like, give me the sexy pick. Swap Joseph Newgarden with Kevin Magnussen. There you go.
Yeah.
Stick Joseph in the All-American team and do an F1 career mode Let's Play on it on YouTube or something.
Or the blockbuster move that never happened. Felipe Massa for James Hinchcliffe.
Hey! I'm down. F1 needs James Hinchcliffe, damn it. Josh just says King and his Frenchman. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, Lizzie is here. Hi, Lizzie. She says, Jeff hype. Oh, dear. I was hoping for some cool IndyCar F1 crossovers. Come on, King, says AJ.
Because I picked Jevs.
Like,
John Egbert's still relevant to me, goddammit.
Somebody has to be, right? North says, Massa lasted longer than we thought.
Said everyone.
Chris Cook is in the house again. Hello, Cook. Nice to see you, sir. Says Tiger, like Andy says, Kimi for Leclerc or Giovinazzi because I like young drivers. Yes, you do. You haven't tweeted me about that half a dozen fucking times, Andy. Like, oh, we've got to go youth. Youth is always a winner. You know, all that good shit. But which is totally fair, says AJ, because my career is the best out there, to be honest. You shut up. We're not talking about him in here. He's got enough success. Vic says, Jolyon Palmer for the mayor of Hinchtown.
Jolyon Palmer for the mayor of Hinchtown.
I'm okay with this.
He could be deputy mayor.
Nico Hulkenberg and James Hinchcliffe. That'd be a fun team, wouldn't it? Oh, dear. Nico's got a bit of character on him quite quietly. Like, you don't realize it on the face of it, but he's actually quite sly, that dude.
Yeah. He makes sure he keeps his jabs really subtle.
Very subtle. He's very good at that. Kimi replaced by Bourdais. You know why. ... Nobody likes Palmer, says Evan. That would be lit. Anything for the 4-time champ. We're bringing back 2008 Toro Rosso up in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ferrari would implode even faster.
M101 Draft 2 AJ Strikes Back is going to be fun. Oh, no, Johnson. You the only reason you didn't finish last in that, Johnson, was because you were lucky enough that Hamilton fell to third in the champions round. Like, I still don't quite believe that happened. Okay, I was the homer and picked Sebastian Vettel. You picked Simon Pagenaud, which actually does have a bit of merit to it because Pagenaud was really frigging good last season. Like, Hamilton somehow dropped to 3, which in a real draft would never happen. Not in a million years.
Whoa. You know, in an NFL draft, that would have sure as hell happened.
Like, oh, yeah. The Cleveland Browns have decided to pick Nico Hulkenberg with the number 2 pick. And then Washington trades up to 3 to take Lewis Hamilton because somehow Cleveland's ignored him and gone with somebody else. Like, that's exactly how this would play out.
And then Washington runs Lewis Hamilton straight into the ground.
Josh says, RJ isn't here, but I can hear UJ Kunimoto faintly. Hipsters. Cook says, M101 Draft 2, I don't fucking choose Bottas this time, says Cook. Bottas for Rosberg, lol, says Cameron Buckley. Hashtag Team Social Media, says Johnson. We all know how that went. And he said, we all know that it was Durrani that won the M101 2016 draft. Yes, it was, and I'm still salty about that. Lizzie goes second in daily for Hamilton. Lizzie, get out. I will force feed you pancakes with butter on them. Shut up. There's Brian Glennon says M101 draft this time without the fin that isn't really a fin. And then Matt says I put Durrani over. You people are terrible. You people are crazy. We do need to do another draft again at some point, though. We were gonna do one for the biking world, but like we can't get Bex to materialize out of life at the moment. She's working 2 jobs right now. She's working in a Weatherspoons and she's also working for West Bromwich Albion's charity foundation right now. She's working 2 full-time jobs at the same time. She's a mad woman, basically.
Damn.
That's why, for those guys that are into Bike Live, it's been me and Lewis the first 2 episodes and no sign of Bex anytime soon. Again, I can only promise you, I can only try and get her on at some point. We're trying. It's just not quite materialized yet. I made a running joke on episode 2. It's going to be like John Oliver filling in for Jon Stewart on The Daily Show, coming up with new reasons as to why she's not here yet. I'll see what I can do, basically, on that one. Yeah, Bex is crazy. I completely agree with you on that one, Vic. Oh dear, but yeah, it's been, you know, sorts of, it's been a bit crazy back here. I mean, me writing 13 articles in 13 days has been pretty crazy enough as it is. And as you may have seen the tweets talking about it on Friday, we're going back to doing weekly shows starting now, effectively. So next episode is going to be on Wednesday. We're going to be recording that, I believe. I think you are free on Wednesday, aren't you, King?
Yeah, I'm free on Wednesday.
Sweet.
It was questionable on Tuesday, but now that my school's closed, I'm free on Tuesday. But yeah, who cares?
Oh, damn it! Of course, that's what happened. I thought Tuesday was the day I'm only working till 5. Turns out it's Wednesday I'm only working till 5. So that's Wednesday, and we're probably going to record the next episode of Motorsport 101. Talking about IndyCar and probably a whole bunch of other stuff. Obviously, the GP2 news becoming Formula 2 most likely is going to be a part of that episode as well. And yeah, Bike Live as well. We'll be talking about World Superbikes in Thailand. Yeah, so that'll be fun as well. And basically how Supersport is basically stealing the entire show right now because Supersport is crazy. And Jonathan Ray owns all our souls, basically. But yeah, like, you guys really want a second draft, don't you? Like, in the chat, like, you really want this to happen, don't you? Like, either the no Durrani draft because it's an instant win, or the reverse draft where you pick the worst drivers.
Oh my god, no.
You don't want that. Oh dear. Evan says, I'm so down for that. The hashtag the boys draft.
The boys draft.
I assume you guys will do a little segment on John Surtees too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course. Probably on both shows, more than likely, for those very reasons. Of course, rest in peace to the great John Surtees. Real talk, he should have been knighted. Never came along, really, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, an amazing talent and a great, great dude as well. And I promise I will do some sort of donation incentive towards the Henry Surtees Foundation on this week's episode as well. So stay tuned for that later this week. But, of course, Surtees will get a mention as well. AV27, for those asking, go on our SoundCloud page, find the International Fantasy Draft and play it, and you'll see what I mean. It's one of the most fun episodes you've ever done. There's 5 of us on it, and basically I wasn't very happy about how the results turned out. If you want to find out who won said draft, and if the chat hasn't given it away already, find episode 50. We talk about it during the results of that episode as well. Whew.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, if we have to do it again, it has to have a different theme. It's like the next draft was going to be the motorcycle draft. Obviously, that's, on an indefinite hold.
It's ambitious, to say the least, because getting all 5 of us free at the same time is going to be very unlikely. But we can try. I will keep trying, but I can't promise you much at this point. But again, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. We'll see what we can do, basically.
I'd probably, in my mind right now, I'm thinking it'd probably be like historically themed, but have fairly strict rules so you don't get super crazy picks, and add in like one like little house rule to get an interesting pick. Maybe like we have to pick at least one woman.
Ooh. So Josh in the chat says pre-World War II draft so King can reign supreme.
Oh my god.
King the historian coming through in the
that's the one problem. Like, you really can't, to have a draft, people listening, you have to be invested. You can't I just can't throw out random names that you never heard of before, because then you're not going to care enough to vote.
Yeah, I'm picking Johnny Rutherford, damn it. Oh dear, yeah, you're absolutely right. So the chat here saying here, my first anti-draft pick is Ricardo Rosset, says Brian Glennon. Oh god. Second pick, UJ Day. Vic's going to watch the game and do some drive applications. Thanks, Vic. Take care, mate. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I said that was the plan then. We were going to do a bike draft, but we just can't get the 5 of us together at the same time. It's been a real problem. But yeah, absolutely. It's the dream is still there. It's just slowly dying, slowly. But I promise I will keep trying to do our best on this one. The problem is that, again, Bex is working 2 jobs. Lewis only really realistically can work. He only gets Thursdays and Fridays off work. That's when we record Bike Life for the most part, and it gets a bit complicated from there, basically. And then getting all of us together, and given that there's going to be at least one person on a minus time zone, most likely King. So naturally, it's all a bit of a cluster bringing that all together. But we'll have to wait and see. Hi, Rhino. Nice to see you, sir. Big fan of the show as always. Inverse Rhino GT4 invasion, says Nor in the chat. Says, hang on, does that mean RJ is the John Oliver to my John Stewart? Johnson, why do you seem to take full credit for RJ being your replacement? It's like, you're the one who left. That's not how this works.
Yeah, it's more like he's like the Trevor Noah to your John Stewart.
Yeah, that's better, and I'm not the biggest Trevor Noah fan myself, to be honest with you, which probably isn't the best thing. Like, I'm not taking credit away from RJ by doing this. That's the rules.
Yeah. RJ is probably a lot better in comparison to Trevor Noah.
Yeah, Trevor Noah is Mr. Both Sides. That's what I like to call it. I call him Both Sides because he's like, oh, us black guys are problems too. And I'm like, that's not really the point here, Trevor. But
yeah, he's kind of like a bit one note.
He's very one note, but he's a big sports guy, which is always a plus. Like big sports guy. That's always fun. So here's RJ and last week tonight. Someone make that happen. Oh dear. But yeah, keep sending us some more fun stuff, you guys. Questions for the podcast stuff, questions for sports, not sports stuff, go for it. We got another maybe hour or so at the most. Feel free. Don't talk to me about Ferrari. I'm off that narcotic. I've said that many times. Send them in. I'll just tick on my Twitter timeline real quick. Jake Sanson tweeting about Robot Wars. Okay. As you do. Well, I'm still saving that how did we leave Downforce story, I suppose. Do I talk about it today? Nah. Save for episode 100. Story time with Dre. Again. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Another... Like, we were talking about this earlier, King. Like, what do I see on my timeline? A picture of a female motorsport fan perving over Daniel Ricciardo. If the boot fits. I'll give you a hint. They're a big fan of Nico Rosberg. And it's not you.
Okay. That narrows it down.
You probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, probably.
Was it me? No, it wasn't Lizzie. Like I said, big Nico Rosberg fan. So you can probably put 2 and 2 together on that one if it's not either of us. You mean the story about how it was kind of my fault? Yes, it was your fault, Johnson. Sort of, kind of. Greetings from the Netherlands. Hi, Powie. Nice to see you, sir. Your pick for the MotoGP title. I can't lie. Watching testing, I am more and more nervous that Maverick Vinales is going to curb stomp some people.
Yeah,
it's real. It's like, all I'm saying is, it's real. He really is that quick. Maverick looks like a freak right now.
And I think it really makes Rossi seem older than people thought he was.
Yeah, like Rossi turned 38 2 weeks ago, and Maverick is 21, I want to say. And oh man, like even Rossi admitted at the end of the test, like Maverick is, and I quote, very, very fast. And Valentino Rossi is saying that. So, yeah, great.
Yeah, like I dare to say, but I really want to say that Rossi's going to be a non-factor this year.
He'll win a couple of rounds, keep the fans happy for a bit, you know. That'll be good, but who knows? Also, other people I love that Lizzie's post is on the front page of the F1 subreddit. That is like just peak awesome right there. Like she also tweeted somebody saying, "The last time I was there for a meme, now it's for feminism. This is peak Elizabeth Worth."
Oh yeah, speaking about McLaren's Baron Young Driver program, McLaren Young Drivers at the top of Formula 2 testing.
Let's.
Yep, Nobuharu Matsushita.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had him as well.
Yeah.
So you did.
Gotta. It's like I highly doubt that they would get him to replace Alonso because the whole Honda partnership might as well be dead.
Yep. It says saying subscribe to Cook P1 for the Cooking Carnero podcast where they talk about anything but racing until episode 2. You had one job, guys. Says Ken. It's a great show. Go listen to it on.
Yeah, they had one job. Don't talk about racing.
Yeah, good luck with that. Like Cooks is still dying to get me on to talk about the first 7 series of Robot Wars at some point. So you guys can look forward to that. Is going to happen at some point. So you can look forward to that one. Saying it, Maverick versus Marquez at Germany Brawl hype. I'm down for that. I think it's going to be.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see Maverick and Marquez go at it all year this year.
It's going to be lit. Evan says, Dre, how many McLaren career modes will we see when F1 2017 drops? All of them. All of them is the answer to your question. Saying it. Also, who's saying it? Joseph Newgarden doing the Chubby Bunny challenge only in IndyCar. I did see that, I highlighted that, scrolled up on my Twitter timeline. That seems all sorts of crazy.
Should have stayed on brand. Should have been marshmallows soaked in Miller Lite.
Oh God! I'm seeing the clip here. Pensy Games 2Ts. There we go. What's this now? Oh my God! He really has got a whole bunch of Chubby Bunnies on him. Yeah, and of course they've got Newgarden on the shot. Apparently, the full video comes out on Wednesday. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. It's like, again, Lizzie on Twitter going, there's no delicate way to say I'm so fucking stoked to see Joseph Newgarden shove a lot of marshmallows into his face.
I love it, the teaser. He's like, guys, we're going to need more bags.
Dre, we went over this. It's going to be episode 101, part 1 and 2. There will be no episode 100. You know what? That's actually not a terrible idea. We might just skip 100 altogether. And
we'll just make references to things that happen in episode 100, despite episode 100 not existing.
Yep. Sounds like fun.
I mean, we're surprisingly close. What? We're 25 weeks away.
Yeah, we're not far away at all, actually. Shit. That's going to be, what, September or so? We're going to have episode 100, roughly?
Yep.
Jesus. That's going to be fun. Saying, I want to join this Robot Wars nostalgia trip, says Johnson, because of course he does. He's also following on from my shit. See, Ryan also saying, I want to appear on Cooking Carnero to talk about why I like bad things. Cook says, it'll be awesome. and Matt says, I might as well not even make it to the taping at this point. Oh dear. Until he's genuinely unavailable. Then like Matt, pull a sickie. That's always a fun one. Episode 100 is like Pandora's box. That we might just do that, King. We'll go from 99 and we'll skip straight to 101. We'll have like the mysterious myth of the episode 100 that never happened. The lost episode.
Oh, also, fun fact, I caught up yesterday. I caught up on both episodes of Top Gear that came out so far.
Oh, yeah? What'd you think?
Surprisingly, very good. I was surprised that not only was it better than anything from last series, thank God, it was also better than probably the last couple of series from the old trio as well.
Can't disagree with that. Again, I mentioned at the start of the show, it was fantastic. I've loved both episodes so far. I think they're really, really good. Really enjoy both of them. Harris, Reed, and LeBlanc are great. I think the studio stuff is still a little bit shoddy, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I wonder how long they can keep up the streak of having a Scotsman as a guest.
Yay! They got the friggin' Doctor on this week, and that was great. So even though Tennant really didn't do very much, which is like the funny thing about it, he just sat there and talked about how he likes Toyota Priuses. Really, that was about as far as it went.
And then Rory tries to defend the Toyota Prius.
It's like, Rory, you're not winning this one. You're just not, mate. You're just not. It's not going to happen, sir. I admire your effort, really. I do. I admire your gumption, sir. But no, not a thing. It's not going to happen. Just no. Oh dear, that's not going to be a thing at all. Oh dear. Just got on my phone real quick to check some stuff. No biggie. Nothing going on. God, anything else on the chat? Do you think the new Top Gear is better than the Grand Tour? Yes.
Probably, besides the first episode of the Grand Tour, it's not better than that episode, but pretty much anything after that episode is better.
Yeah, pretty much. And even I had problems with the first episode of the Grand Tour. My full review is on motorsport101.net. But, yeah, it very much is like that. I can't disagree with that. For the most part, I think that's the fairest way of doing it. I love that Lizzie on Twitter just posted to-do list, complete first thesis draft, and yet she's listening to this hangout right now. Lizzie, get back to work.
Whoa, she can do both. It's possible to multitask.
I'm doing this because I'm exceedingly nice.
You're exceedingly nice.
Yeah, it's for the long run. It's for the long run. New Top Gear better than old new Top Gear, says Glennon. Needs a bit more body of work before I can make those starts of comments.
Yeah, I would say they need to keep up the trend of these episodes being such high quality that they don't. The first episode proved that they could do a trip episode. Second episode proved that they could do a fairly box standard episode. If they could keep building off of that, then maybe we could start that conversation.
Yeah, give it a few more series, then we'll talk. But the first impressions are very good. That's as Lizzie said. Lizzie in the chat. It's fine. I'm almost done, sort of. That probably means you're not actually finished. Matt says, I want to read the race car drivers flirt, Liz.
Damn. If you go on the trending page on YouTube, the Logano Bush fight, it's on the top 4 videos.
We love a good fight, King. That's what it is. The people that say they're offended by fights are liars. They just are.
Yeah.
They are liars. They're liars and they like bad things. Liars. We all like a good fight. And yeah, I'm not one of those guys that are...
Yeah, it's sitting at number 4, and it's not even posted by Fox or NASCAR.
Fantastic. I want to see more of this. It's like Murray Walker had the right idea at Belgium 1998, where Schumacher is hit by Coulthard. He retires, and an angry Schumacher heads to the McLaren garage, and Murray Walker's famous line of, oh, he's going to the McLaren garage. He's going to have it out with David Coulthard. This is fantastic. Murray had the right idea. Those guys that get offended by fights or when commentators go, oh, this is terrible for the game. No, it's fantastic. Let them fight.
Yeah, it's to the casual viewer, to the casual sports fan, car racing by itself isn't entertaining. Watching a car pass another car is not inherently entertaining unless you have some attachment to either of the cars.
Exactly.
Watching two people punch each other, no attachment needed.
Absolutely. Let's like. Hold on, I've got to play Chris Cook's new and improved taste test intro. 1 second. Wait for it. Oh, hang on, my microphone's not working because I'm playing it through. Like my sound's a bit messed up at the moment. I'll play it later. But that was. Listen, man, I love a good fight. Like honestly, like for me, the Malice in the Palace is the greatest fighting sport in history.
Oh my god!
I don't care how terrible like people think they make out that was. Like that was the best fight ever. Like
that's like the only thing I didn't like about it is that pretty much like fans got hurt. That's pretty much the only thing I don't like about it.
To be fair, one guy completely deserved it, given that the one guy threw a beer at Ron Artest who was actually pretty calm at the time.
Yeah, but the guy who threw the beer wasn't even the one who got attacked.
I know, that's the problem. Like Ron clocked the wrong man, and that was the problem. And that's kind of what makes it funnier at the same time, is that, you know, like Ron goes up and swings for the fences at the wrong man who has a beer thrown at him. And for the guys who don't know what we're talking about, search the Malice in the Palace and you'll see what I mean. It's the greatest basketball moment ever.
You gotta watch Mike Korzemba. He does a full breakdown of the fight.
He does. Like I'm not subbed to Korzemba anymore, but like I did see that video. Like he breaks down the entire incident. And the thing is about Korzemba is he's so dramatic. It's like this is one of the darkest days in NBA history. He's so dramatic when it comes to these things. Oh dear. Let's have a look here real quick. The taste test is so good. Sarah. Oh, Sarah Connors is here. Hello, Famalams. Hello, Sarah. Nice to hear you, darling. Pleasure to have you with us for this shit fest, basically. Hang on, I've got to find out if I can sort this audio out so I can actually play this thing via my microphone. It's the worst. Hang on. Yeah, why is my speaker set to my microphone? Well, that's really stupid. 1 second. Here we go. There we go. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic, Cook. Well played, Cook. Well played, sir. Brennan's here as well. Oh dear. He's also saying for me to play Brian Herter Autosport. all right. I will oblige for the people of the chat.
Brian Herter Autosport. With Andretti Autosport. Brian Herter Autosport. With Andretti.
That's actually really good.
Brian Herter. Brian Herter. With Michael Andretti.
Very good, Cook. Very, very good. Don't ever change, Trey. I love you too, Glennon. Don't worry. I love you too. Oh, dear. It's like, guys, it looks like King is a strange presence in Dre's bedroom.
Yes, I'm just chilling in the corner, hiding away from the camera.
He's under my bed duvet right now because my bed is like right here, so it's like King is hiding right there. It's hilarious. Like Cook should just make the Motorsport 101 transition songs. We might just try next time Cook's on the podcast. He can do the transitions for us. There you go. There's an idea.
So surprisingly, this week. Do we even have a guest this week? Is this going to be like our first non-guest episode? But I mean, I'm pretty sure we have like what? Yeah, last week we had Sarah on. This week, partially thankfully, so we can rant about IndyCar forever. We don't have any guests on.
Yeah, it's actually probably for the best. We'll save all the autocar delectableness for the good stuff on the podcast. I love that everybody wants Cook to make him transition songs now. I love you, Dre, says Cook. Love you too, Chris. Love you too. Like, everybody loves it right now. Like, we are the most popular hangout on all of YouTube now. Brendan also says, King in Dre's bed. Is that a fan fiction that's already happened? Also, Connor's just said in the chat, because we're getting hit by snowpocalypse and I'm working from home all dang week.
Oh.
Well, now.
2 for 2.
Just throwing that out there. Connors, if you want on Wednesday night, you know, just throwing that out there. We'd love to have you back. Just saying, you know. It's getting to also, Matt just says, oh boy, my Mac froze at a very fortunate time. I took a pic. Stay tuned. Oh boy. Rhino also says, let's get into the Formula One talk. Fuck Vettel. Rhino, me and you are not going to get along.
Yep, I still have like, still you pick a new favorite. Still need to adopt a son.
Adopt Sebastian Vettel, damn it. Embrace him into your life. Wait, I've got my best impression here. We here at the Sebastian Vettel fan club tolerate all forms of entertainment. Apart from shitty Grid Boy jokes, because fuck Grid Boy jokes. But we at the Vettel fan club love this. Look at the helmet, King. You want this in your life.
I'll consider it.
You know you want this. Look at it. It's you love him at Ferrari. You know you do. And the color matches the Xbox. It's lit. It's trending. Look at it. So, like, oh, Connors has got a concert. No! Connors, no! Also, in the middle of a comment that says Dre is Bay. Some Glenn, shut up. You guys are far too nice to me at this point. Also, North says Dre's begging at this point. I'm not begging. Connor says, don't adopt Vettel. He has enough dads already. He's not that popular. Shit.
Oh, no. He's more popular than you think he is.
People felt bad for him after Red Bull. That's the only reason why. People saw him as the beacon of hope. That's what it was. He's Luke Skywalker now. Check Twitter, says Matt. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, my God.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh my God! That is incredible.
That's just perfect. That's just perfect.
I have died and gone to heaven. Oh my!
That is gonna. I swear, by at least the end of the year, I'm going to incorporate this into one podcast episode. I don't know which one, but it's going to be in a... I'm saving it to my computer right now.
If you can't do this.
What do you mean I can't do this?
No, this can't be a thing. Oh my God!
Like, I keep it in my folder just for a rainy day when I need a podcast cover.
I never knew nor did a meme of me than the time me and Johnson did a video together. Look at the first reply to Matt's tweet. For those guys that can't see it, hang on. I don't know.
I'm going to punch you.
There we go. I'm going to punch you. Great. That's incredible. You people are the worst. Danny goes, it's kawaii in real life. Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing.
Oh damn, it's out. It's out.
What's out?
I didn't realize it. Our conflicting program.
Oh, pretty good. Episode 12, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's the subject?
About the basketball game that got far too out of hand. Troy State University 253, DeVry University 141. Yeah, it was a basketball game from 1991.
Sounds good. We'll catch that. We'll catch that later.
Yep.
Lizzie's like, you meme Andre Harrison. We need Dre as an anime cute girl. Because Dre's been memed up and down and up in here for years. You guys all better love me. All of you. How could you do this to me? I have been memed into oblivion. We all want you to be Kawhi. It's to fail. Waiting for Dre memes.
Oh, now I know what I'm going to use that for. If Sebastian Vettel ever wins a race this season. If Sebastian Vettel ever wins a race this season, the review cover is that.
Oh my god. I'm a meme. I am the meme king. I am the meme.
Yes, you are.
Sarah says we only meme the ones we love, okay? I don't know what to say anymore. Oh, Jesus. To Dre. Oh. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. Oh my god.
You did it to yourself.
Without even realizing. Oh my god. If Vettel wins a race. Just fuck the Dr. Phil girl. Andre Harrison will be the premier meme. Please be good Ferrari now. The chat is just roasting me to shreds. It's like, you brought this upon yourself. Matt, replace all Vettel wins with that. Every single race he's Dre's version of I am the walrus, I am the meme. You should have changed your name to Dre the meme god. like hashtag from AJ, the roast of Dre part 3. Listen, parts 1 and 2 never really happened. The one time we were meant to have a roast, everybody was far too nice to me. Like, to be fair, we had like Tom Stanley on there, who's like the nicest man on earth. Him and Ryan, who just haven't got a bad bone in their body to ever roast me in the first place. Like, that was never going to happen. Like, we should have just brought Nino on and done it instead, because he's a Just random person. Robo Race is going to be good. Dre picture. That goes floppy award. No, no, anything but that. All right, and then AJ points out, part 1 was that Bike Live episode. Part 2 was the trip to York. You Dre for floppy award 2K17.
2K17.
That's pretty much wrapped up at this point, isn't it? I might as well give up from now. There's no way anything else is going to top that, isn't it? Is it?
Sebastian Vettel better win a goddamn race this season.
Key, I'm going to punch you. Oh my god. It's great not being on the show anymore, says AJ. Yeah, thanks a bunch, man. Thanks a bunch. Change the floppy award to that one face Dre made by accident while on stream award. Oh dear. Maybe I'll get Anthony Fantano to cover this on the meme review, says Evan. Oh god. So also Cook says it was a Sebastian Bourdais tweet, wasn't it? Oh my god, yeah, I inadvertently missed this tweet. But before the race, I inadvertently called Bourdais winning that race.
Oh, now I got to check your history just so I can confirm that it did happen.
Ask Cook to find it. He'll tell you. Like he said, I said straight up, Dale coin hipsterism plus Sebastian Bourdais.
Oh my god! Did you see Rhino's tweet?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. No. Oh. You people are the worst. Oh my god. Guys, I'm going to a dark room. Oh. What is wrong with you people? Have some mercy. Why is it always me that's taking these beatings now? Like, what, because Cook had his? Oh my god. Ugh. A Vettel fan tries to hide the pain, 2016. just Oh man. Oh dear. Oh god. Leave me alone. I don't deserve this. I put on a fun, entertaining show for you, and this is how you guys repay me.
This is their definition of fun and entertaining.
Johnson on Twitter, the roast of Harrison 101 is partially made up for not going to What Culture tonight. Yeah, well, thanks a bunch. Oh man. Pretty much every public appearance turns into a Dre roast. This chill stream has devolved into a cross-network roast of Dre. Lizzie in the chat going, we're witnessing a new art movement here today. Postmodern Dreism. This is your legacy. Oh my god.
Oh, and in probably one of the most depressing stories of the day, looks like I found out where Dean Stoneman is racing this year.
Where?
He's racing a McLaren in Blancpain GT in the endurance series.
That's miserable. Oh dear. Also, to answer your question among this, yes, this is a box of next week I keep in my bedroom. I got this today. This week is nice. I would have had cinnamon grahams, but they're like $3.50 a box. Suck it up. Oh dear. Oh my god. This is just the worst pain imaginable. Glennon goes, hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh dear, I've come to talk with you again. Matt says, I'm so sorry about this, but I had to. And then Alhod Lapis goes, should I retweet this so my meme friends can watch it? No, don't. Dre, why don't you cover DTM on the podcast? And then me with the face. Oh my god. Oh, why?
So great.
Congrats, Dre. You are officially a meme. You made it.
Oh, Dre. There was a story that ran today that Liberty Media could potentially buy another racing series.
Who could they buy?
They're thinking about either Formula E or IndyCar.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Imagine Liberty buying out IndyCar. That would be, like, how crazy would that be?
Formula One and IndyCar, the same owners. Oh, my fucking God.
Oh, man, that would be, that. Oh. Already retweeted. No! King, I'm dead. I'm never doing another show again. This is the end right here.
I think I'm gonna post in the Slack chat, but I think somebody posted a picture of Dale Coyne Racing's shop.
Oh no! Stop it! Stop it! Saying it, Cameron Buckley saying this is almost on the level of the this is almost on the level of the Mana Russia stream. Don't remind me of that. That is like a derelict looking shot for Dale Coyne.
Yep, that's your IndyCar Series Championship leaders, Dale Coyne Racing, operating out of basically a shed.
That is a shed. There is no other way of describing that. That is a garage. Oh man. Oh no. Guys, my brother has gotten in on the joke.
God help us all.
Brother Ryan tweets, when James Hinchcliffe came second in Dancing with the Stars. Says, hey Harrison, how about that trip to York? Fuck you, Johnson. Fuck you. I hope you snag your balls on a bear trap, Johnson. This is the worst roast ever. Oh my! I feel like Ann Coulter right now. Oh my god! Oh no! God, I have become the meme. I'm gonna start crying in a minute. Oh my god! Oh god! Oh man! I don't even know what to say anymore. Oh god! Like, did I ever mention like the backstory of like the fact that one of the persons of York's friends started stalking me on Twitter?
Wait, what?
In the hope that I would never talk about that incident on the internet. Whoops.
That is like the number one way to guarantee that.
It's like, listen, I'm like Swoozy. I've got a story now. All I need now is some cool animators, and we're there. We're golden, King. We're gonna watch your subscribers raking.
Damn, my entire Twitter timeline is just Johnson's tweet illustrates that perfectly. My entire timeline is just your face.
No. Live footage of Dre during the 2014 season. Oh. Shoot your shots. Hit Dre. It's like, all right, guys, M101 is cancelled.
Yeah, we peaked. We thought we peaked last week, but we peaked this week.
Yep, we're never topping this one, you guys.
We say this every week, but this time it's true. This time it's definitely true. We have peaked this week.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God, Johnson.
Johnson is such a fucker. I'm gonna kill you for this one of these days. I swear to God, Johnson. Like, one of these days, I will find a way to kill you, and I will. In your sleep. I know where you live. Says on saying, so I'll dang some harsh words from the cutest boy in this existence. Tell Jaden to animate Dre's lives. Brother Ryan, you fucker! I hate you. I hate you so much right now. You sleep with one eye open tonight. I'm gonna put your hand in a bucket of water as you sleep. This is nearly as bad as episode 63. Oh, is that what I think it is? Is 63 the time we played Fuck, Marry, Kill?
I think so.
Yes, it was, because the episode was named a booty call to Ayrton Senna. That one, where he talked about my illegitimate crush on Katie Target.
Okay, for anyone who will be in the Indianapolis area on March 27th at 10 a.m., there'll be an auction at KV Racing's former headquarters for their equipment.
Oh, nice. We can buy a KV front wing. I might actually go out there and bid that. King, go over there and bid on that for me.
Yes, there's also an online portion of the auction.
What can we get?
Well, old team memorabilia, hats, caps, helmets.
Oh, not bad.
Even some of their old pit scooters. Everything must go.
I would love to have a Sebastian Bourdais scooter. King, that is you right there.
They're even selling a car.
You could sell this brand new car.
Well, it's gonna be a Dallara DW12 that'll be out of date by next season, but yeah, a car. If you want to roll up at your local racetrack in an IndyCar.
We have killed Dre, says Evan in the chat. I am dead. Massive noob said Brother Johnson versus broken Andre Harrison. And Jay just says, "Oh my god, the segment that nearly got us cancelled." Glennon goes, "Go for Katie, Dre. Shoot your shot."
Oh my god.
A guy can dream. A guy can dream. Hey, that's the day of my birthday. Someone get me some KV swag for me, please. on Johnson's birthday, we got to buy him like a team jacket or something.
Yeah.
I will gladly chip in for this. I will buy him a team jacket. Oh my god. There's move to Bucklow, Montana now, Dre, because you don't have any purpose here. Does Dre buy a part of Sato's 2011 car? Oh my god, that would be the most funniest thing to have in the set for the studio. It's like, hey, we actually have a piece of Takuma Sato's car.
It's like, I gotta check what is in. Like, they're selling literally everything.
Oh my god. I don't even know anymore. I just
I love there's one item in like they have everything listed, and like item 54, lot of welding accessories.
Yeah, some blow torches and shit. For those guys that watched Robot Wars last night, the scene of Rosie holding the power tools like something out of X-23 in the film Logan that came out last week. Right there. I'm going to buy myself a blowtorch. I'm gonna weld Johnson's lips together. Buys piece of Sato's car, says Rhino. Tries to dive on you at every opportunity. What if Sato wins the 500? I will buy his Andretti merch.
Oh my! Oh, it's like this item. I'm gonna link it in the Slack chat. There's like something that's like, if I had the money, I kind of want to buy it.
Oh. Oh, look at that!
You can buy one of Bourdais' number 11 haulers.
That is amazing. I want one of those. I don't know where the hell I'd put it, but I want one of those. I'm going to put it in my really long back garden. Like, I have like a 100-foot back garden. Like, I'm putting my transporter in there. You can play kickball against Sebastian Bourdais' face.
And there's also, yeah, you can get it. Road Course DW12.
Oh, dear.
Hey, we can start our own IndyCar team. Let's start the Kickstarter now.
Oh my god. Chevrolet Road Course Air Kit. Aero Kit. That is great.
Damn, I don't want to start an account just to see what the current bid is.
Oh,
fuck it. We're not doing anything. I'm signing up.
buy me a team jacket.
Got it. I want to see what the bid on that IndyCar is. Like if it's below $2,000, I might consider getting an IndyCar.
King, there's no way that goes for less than 2,000.
Hey,
what kind of money have you got in the bank account? Like, is that your 401k right there? You're gonna give up to get this car?
Nah. Okay. I've never just like, hey, I'm gonna sign up for this website.
Mm-hmm. Oh god. Owen says, yeah, he sells welders and welding accessories. There you go. Look. Oh dear. Like Johnson's in his own meme face now. Like, Jesus Christ. My mentions are just a dumpster fire right now. like Jason using Johnson's own face. Oh my god. This is so meta. Oh my god. Team M101 with their star driver Takuma Sato.
Oh my god.
Will only do slightly worse than Lotus in 2012, says Matt.
Okay, if we're going that deep into this, we might as well get a Chevy kit. Like,
hey man, it all starts from somewhere. Although I fear Junkos Racing probably have like 15 accounts on lock just in case.
Just in case we're not letting little old us swoop in and steal their prize.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no one has placed a bid yet.
Oh.
And there isn't a minimum bid. I'm gonna place a bid at like $5.
There you go.
Start small.
Start small. We'll work from there.
It's like $20. Let's see what this gets. My bid is $20.
Let's.
And just so I'm not messing around with you, I'm gonna do a screen cap and send you where it says my bid for this car is $20.
Splash out a bit, King. Why not, right?
Stream exclusive. King bids $20 on an IndyCar.
Oh my god. My mentions are just the worst thing imaginable right now. You guys have no idea. Just Connor's in the Slack going, you too can own a trailer with Bourdais' face on it. Yeah, guys, about another 5 minutes. We've done, 2.25 hours? I think that's enough. I need to go into a dark room somewhere and order counseling. I am dead inside. Just... No, Johnson, stop putting my face in the fucking Twitter mentions. God, make it stop. Oh, my God. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. With the whole squad's of me. God. Oh, God. Yeah, just before we go... Again, there'll be a Bike Live and a Motorsport 101 in the next week or so. I don't quite know when yet. Well, depends on how fast Sotheby can edit them together. God bless him. I don't even know what to say right now. If you liked this show, feel free to back us on Patreon because, hey, we mentioned it earlier. If we get to $100 a month in support, we're at 81 right now. If we get to 100, I'll be doing this every week.
Oh dear.
I promised I would do one a week if we got to $100 a month. So if you liked it, go pledge, I guess. You can meme the shit out of my face if it means people back us financially. But that's a thing. Gosh, keep following them.
I just tweeted out the picture of my vid.
Yes, there it is. We're bidding on an IndyCar. Hang on, I'm gonna do something official account because it makes more sense. I don't have TweetDeck on this thing because TweetDeck is lame. Here we are. We're bidding on an IndyCar. Now we know where the Patreon money's going. If you want to see, Johnson just goes, if you want to see this weekly, back Motorsport 101 on Patreon. And then my face. You bastards. I'm going into a dark room. Keep following motorsport1.net for my 30 and 30 written posts on the site in the next 30 days. We're already nearly 2 weeks in. There'll be a World Superbike post up on that tomorrow. And God knows what else. I have no idea what I'm going to come out with next. I've got the next 2 or 3 days planned out all right. But I'm now going to go off into a dark room and go into the fetal position and cry myself to sleep. After this savagery. Thanks everybody for mocking me on a perennial basis. And in the words of Elizabeth Worth, my favorite IndyCar fan, those who mean together stays together. And on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys probably never, unless you back us on Patreon. Until then, catch you guys. Sayonara.
Bye.
Bye.